Hello, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. If you enjoy what you see here, please do the usual, as we always say. Please like, please subscribe, please hit that little bell icon, whatever it is. Let you see a whole pile of other things like this. Yeah, and please put some comments down below because that really helps the channel. Right, that's that out of the way. So we're going for another walk today. We're not in any specific place. So we're walking up the sides of a hill called Ben Sheann, which is a hill just above Strathyre in the kind of eastern edge of the Trossachs. So we're driven up past Loch Lubnaig and we're now at Strathyre. So yeah, we're going to try and climb to the summit. It's a lovely warm day, so hopefully we should get some interesting shots. It's probably a bit too sunny for anything that's going to be kind of portfolio worthy, but I'll swing you around a bit there. I think I'm disappearing off the side of the screen. What was I saying? Yeah, it's a bit too sunny to get anything particularly great landscape photography wise, but we'll go for it anyway. So I'm going to head up. I'll spin round here, see it behind me. Ooh, this hill here, and that should take us further up the hill to towards the summit. Our climb begins in Strathyre, a village a few miles north of Callander on the A82. We began the steep climb up the slopes of Ben Sheann almost immediately, rising through the trees and along forest roads to reach a viewpoint which overlooks Loch Lubnaig. From there, the path climbs relentlessly towards the top of the hill, curling around the summit to approach it from the back. So that's where we're going, way up there. Let's follow this path up for a bit. Then it becomes a bit narrower, but cross that particular bridge when we get to it. Well, we've made it to the viewpoint, and the place where we're actually heading for is literally, it's just up there, and so it's not too far away as the crow flies, maybe what, a couple of 100 metres, something like that. And thing is that it's all uphill, so we kind of curve, don't know how well you can see me from there, we go around that way and then we curve back up and round to the summit. So that's where we're going. Anyway, I'm set up here, and it's a viewpoint which is well named because it is a fantastic view. We're looking right down Loch Lubnaig over here and over to Beinn, which I don't know if you recall, when was it, about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, we were across at Loch Venacher, walked across the Menteith Hills over to Loch Venacher. Well, Venacher's just the other side of Beinn. I think I pointed out Beinn when we were there as well. Anyway, yeah, on with this picture here. I'll switch on my movie here so as you can see it. Okay, so yeah, it's a nice wide landscape looking straight down Loch Lubnaig. Loch Lubnaig is an odd shaped loch. It goes straight down, and then just beyond sort of here, there's my finger there, it actually bends round the side of Beinn, so it's kind of like a, almost not quite an L shape, but it's a very close to an L shaped loch. Anyway, yeah, that's the picture we're looking at. It would be nicer if the loch was fuller, but like I say, we had a bit of a heat wave over the last week or so, and that loch is looking very, very empty. So nevertheless, we shall try and get the shot anyway. Sorry, I've got sweat in my beard. I'll try and get the shot anyway. Looking straight down the loch, towards a Beinn lady. Now we've got just over here, this road here, that's like a leading line. I've got that leading right up to kind of the corner of the rule of thirds, and I've got the loch, stop putting my finger over it, loch leading up to this corner of the rule of thirds as well. I've sat lady itself, there's a lot of it, it's hard to miss. That's up here, just again on that rule of thirds, and I've got the kind of slope of it going right across this rule of thirds as well. So that's the shot that we're after. It's fairly simple. Someone said to me it was great they'd learned about the rule of thirds from watching my video, but there are loads of other compositional kind of grids and things you can use when you're taking pictures. But this camera, for reasons best known to itself, only has, or reasons best known to Sony probably, only has the rule of thirds grid on it. Otherwise I'd probably use a whole pile of different ones. But anyway, that's what we're going for. I'll switch the movie off now. Okay. So I'm sitting at, I'm in aperture priority because, once again, like I always say, I'm not really interested in setting up the what do you call it, the aperture, the exposure time, because it doesn't really matter in this particular instance. So I'm happy to let the camera do the job for me automatically. Anything that doesn't matter, I tend to just let the camera do for me. So yeah, I'm sitting in ISO 100. I've got my aperture at f11. Which is giving us, because we're aperture priority, an exposure time of 1/60th of a second. Okay, so yeah, nice simple shot. Let's just go for it. 1, 2, 3, click. So that's us heading on up the hill again. Tell you what, last time we were here was, I think, November or December in 2019, I think it was. And this path here was like a stream. There was water running all the way down it. We were paddling up the hill. So, no danger of that today, fortunately. Bit on knackered, I've only walked 2 minutes. So yeah, it is really warm today. I think my phone says it's about 20 degrees. So going this way, wish I'd worn shorts actually, but going this way maybe wasn't the greatest idea in this heat. But got plenty of water, juice back in the car as well, so we'll be fine. Look at this. Remember I was saying when we came up here before, it was like a quagmire. Well, this here is after 5 days of plus 30 degrees and it's still really muddy. I'm still going to find a way round that. I'm thinking this way, but I suspect I'm going to sink. Yeah. There we go. Well, we made it up to the top of the hill. It is absolutely sweltering. I don't know if you can see that in the picture here, but right now I'm vlogging barefoot because I took my socks and shoes off. It's so damn hot. I'm sweaty, very sweaty. So second picture of the day, and I think this will probably be the last one because I'm just going to wrap up after this. It's too hot for this. It's an extension basically of the same picture that I took earlier on, but we're going to take it this time from up here. We're looking right down, you can't see that there, but we're looking right down on the loch. We've also got across here, we've got Ben Vorlich and Stuka Crone right round, and as I say, Ben Lady across that way. So I'm going to try and get a pano of this whole kind of panorama, for want of a better word. Okay, so what I've done, just as always, this time I'm in manual mode. I've been looking at my histogram and I have moved the camera right round the whole shebang like that, and have shown it that it's all not going to overexpose. The histogram looks okay. The other thing obviously I've done is I've used the legs of the tripod and the wee spirit level I've got on here just to make sure that the tripod itself is level, so that as I spin the camera around, it's going to be level all the way. So let me just, if I put on the movie again, just so you can see the whole thing. I mean, we're panning around, what, about 90 degrees maybe, something like that. So I'll take 5, 6, 7 pictures, something like that, stitch them all together in Photoshop, and I'll show you the result. So this is the movie, yes, that's us looking across at Strathyre, which is that one way over there. I'll need to set my focus again in a minute. And then as we spin around that one, there's Ben Sheann. Yeah. And then we'll spin around again, which takes us to, that's the Loch Lubnaig. You can see, as I said, it bends away around the corner there, yeah, which you couldn't see in that earlier shot. And then round to Beinn, and you can actually see the summit of it now, which you couldn't see before either. So yeah, that is going to be our picture. Okay, I'll take it back a wee bit because I'm going to have to crop it once it's it needs plenty of cropping room. So I'll start from kind of that direction over there, skipping the giving myself plenty of room to play with when I'm actually cropping it down, because you know, if you're stitching all these pictures together in Photoshop, there's some are bigger than others, some are higher than others, things like that. It probably comes around a kind of arc or something, you know. So you want to be able to cut it into a nice kind of 3x1 or 2x1 type shot. This will probably be, I'm guessing, a 3x1, maybe even 4x1, you never know, something like that. So but yeah, I can spin it right round and I can see that my camera is absolutely level. I can see it, the level on the back of the thing here. Okay, so I'll switch off the movie. I'm going to make sure that I am focused up. Okay, so I'll just use the automatic focus, and I'm just going to focus on the top of Strathyre just over there. Okay, so having focused up, I'll switch to a manual focus so that it stays at the same focus for each and every shot. I'm in manual mode. I've set it to 60 of a second and f11. Okay, and like I say, I'll just take a shot, then I'll move it around by about a third. Just again, I'm using the rule of thirds really more as a guide at this occasion, just as I can pull it round. Whatever was on the rule of thirds on the right hand side, if I switch on the movie again, I don't know if you'll see that. Whatever's on the rule of thirds on the right hand side, I can move round. So it's on the left hand side, take another picture, move it round, take another picture, move it round to it there, take another picture, and so on and so forth. It'll be like that. Okie dokie. So let me just switch that off. Alright. And I'm all focused up, blah 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 blah. Let me just grab first shot. 1, 2, 3, click. So that's it, we're going to call it a day at that. I had wanted, when I came up here, I'd read that there was a cairn at the summit, and I thought it'd be great to get the cairn in the front with that big pano that I just took. But this down here, this is the cairn. It's about 6 inches high, and it's got, I would say that must be about 20 rocks on it. So it's not ideal for foreground for panos. However, that's it, it's there. We're here. If you've enjoyed that, could you please like, please subscribe, hit the little bell icon, wherever it is, and comment. I really, really, really appreciate comments, and comments help the channel enormously as well, right? Costs you nothing to like, costs you nothing to comment. accept a wee bit of your time, even if you're just coming on saying, I enjoy your shots. That'd be great. Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, like I say, we'll call it a night at that, or night, an afternoon, call it a day. Call it a day, let's call it a day. Yeah, we'll call it a day. Right, that's it. Bye for now. Cheers.